How's it going, everybody? This is a video that I've been thinking about making for a while. It's a bunch of things that have been kind of percolating and building up for a long time. It has to do with the current state of the TNA product. And I did not intend for this to piggyback on RVD Tito for Life's State of TNA Wrestling video. You know, that one just happened to show up around the same time as I had made up my mind to do this one to get a few things off of my chest, so I guess me and Bill were just thinking along the same lines. Anyway, all sugarcoating aside, all rationalizing aside, the TNA product as it is right now is absolutely unacceptable. It was definitely becoming pretty questionable last year, but now it is officially the worst it has ever been. I turn on Impact, and 90% of the time I feel like I'm watching WCW 2.0. For the last 10 months, the spotlight has been on a bunch of beat-up, aging veterans in the last twilight of their careers as they run roughshod over the best roster of young talent in the entire industry. I see AJ Styles and Amazing Red, two of the best young wrestlers in the world, being made to look like complete chumps by Grandpa Nash. I see Beer Money, arguably the best tag team in the business, who TNA had spent the last year building up as the future of tag team wrestling, getting embarrassed by the first ever pairing of a 49-year-old Scott Steiner and Booker T, a man who has gotten so lazy that he hasn't even broken a sweat in a wrestling match since Bound for Glory 2008. I see TNA, a company with all the potential in the world, shoot themselves in the foot over and over and over again because they absolutely refuse to learn from their mistakes. And yeah, sure, the current creative direction has scored you a 1.3 rating a couple of times. So what? Do you think a handful of 1.3s means anything? Granted, it probably will keep Spike TV happy, but something Vince Russo loves to brag about to this day is that when he first came into WCW and started writing TV for them, that he grew their ratings a full point in 3 months. And in TNA, the ratings for Impact have grown 2, maybe 3/10 of a ratings point in the last 3 years. Don't you think you should have experienced more growth in all that time? Have those 1.3s translated to more pay-per-view revenue? No. In fact, they've gotten you to the point where Slammiversary, one of your biggest pay-per-views of the entire year, only gets 7,000 buys. Celebrating 7 years of TNA, giving away $7 tickets at the door, 7,000 buys. Does that seem right to you? Did you make any profit on Slammiversary at all? Aren't you curious why, out of all those 1.7 million people who are watching Impact, only 7,000 of them ordered the pay-per-view? The product has been going downhill for a while, but my impetus to make this video was Victory Road. So, in light of my disgust with Victory Road and my general frustration with this company as of late, I have put together a list of demands, suggestions, guidelines, whatever you want to call them, in regards to their on-screen product for TNA management that I would like them to consider it from this point forward. Now, these things are not outlandish or ridiculous at all. These things are simple common sense, or at least they should be to people who work in the professional wrestling industry, but for some reason they're things that TNA just doesn't seem to understand. So here they are in no particular order. There must be at least one X Division match on Impact every week. I don't think that's asking for too much. Okay, the X Division is part of what gives TNA its identity. It's what makes you stand out from the competition. The six-sided ring alone does not accomplish that. If you continue to treat your X Division like it doesn't mean that much, then you're just going down the same road the WWE took with their light heavyweight division, where they crapped all over it for years and then gave Hornswoggle the cruiserweight belt to kill the entire division. Number 2, there must be at least one X Division match on every pay-per-view. And I'm not talking about some randomly thrown together spot fest with no build-up, alright? I mean an actual, meaningful match that has a feud and a purpose and a storyline behind it. Number 3, there must be at least 3 TNA shows every month, and I'm talking Impact and pay-per-views here, where there are no gimmick matches. None. 0. TNA, you are running your gimmick matches into the ground. No one, I repeat, no one is ever going to pay to see these things on pay-per-view if you keep giving them away for free on television and present them like they mean nothing. Number 4, there must be at least 2 matches on every Impact, and 4 matches on every pay-per-view that have clean finishes. No overbooking, no outside interference, no foreign objects. Number 5, limit yourselves to booking no more than 3 ladder matches a year. 3. That's it. And the King of the Mountain match counts as 1. So you can have a King of the Mountain, you can have an X Division King of the Mountain. And that's it for the whole year. After that, you got 1, okay? You got 1 more after that. I have officially lost count of how many ladder matches you have had this year, and the pathetic thing about that is that most of them have been on Impact and been less than 3 minutes long. Why even have a ladder match in the first place if you're going to present it like that? Number 6, there must be at least 3 pay-per-views every year that are headlined by TNA originals. I am absolutely sick of every single TNA pay-per-view being headlined by middle-aged ex-WWE, WCW talents that do not deliver in the ring anymore, with the exception of Kurt Angle. And if you look at the pay-per-view buy rates, you can see that these people are not drawing anyway. So you've got nothing to lose by giving the originals a shot. Number 7. Cut the following people from your talent roster ASAP. And I don't mean just take them off the active roster. I mean get them out of TNA period and send them to the unemployment line. Raka Khan, Sojourner Bolt, Christy Hemme, Kip James, Jenna Maraska, Jethro Holliday, Sharmell, Rocco, Sally Boy. Seriously. Miss Carter, Mr. Jarrett, what are you paying these people for? Can you answer me that? Can you honestly tell me that these people are making you more money than they're costing you? I don't think you can. Number 8. Under no circumstances do you ever put Kevin Nash or Scott Steiner over the following people in wrestling matches. Abyss, AJ Styles, Amazing Red, the Motor City Machine Guns, Lethal Consequences, Christopher Daniels, LAX, Beer Money, Samoa Joe. That's self-explanatory. TNA, it does not take a magic 8-ball to see the problems you're creating for yourselves when you take the best young wrestlers in the entire world and have them get annihilated week after week, month after month by a bunch of broken down old men who are 5 minutes away from a senior citizen bus pass. Number 9, under no circumstances do you ever book people who, by their own admission, are not wrestlers in wrestling matches, i.e. Sharmell, Jenna Maraska. Number 10, during the Impact show, always start the top of the hour, 10 p.m. with content. It can be a match, it can be a promo, it can be a video package, but it has to be something. Okay, when the casual viewer's TV show is over at 9:57, they start channel surfing. Okay, they click over to Spike TV, they see commercials. Are they going to stop and watch those commercials? No, they're not. They're going to keep channel surfing. But if they click onto Spike TV and they see TNA Impact, will they put down the remote control and watch? Maybe. There's a pretty good chance. All you'd have to do is reformat your commercial breaks a little bit. And on the rare occasions when you've actually done this, you've seen a noticeable ratings increase in the 10 to 10:15 segment. So, why don't you do this every week? 11. The quality of a push a wrestler receives must be directly determined by the quality of their performance. And by that I mean, if a hot young talent works his ass off in the ring and gets over with the fans very quickly, i.e. Amazing Red, you push them. But if a certain veteran who shall remain nameless does not draw significant ratings, does not draw pay-per-view buys, does not work hard in the ring, does not bust his ass, for almost a full year at this point, do not push this person anymore. Okay, I don't care what they've done in the past. I don't care what their name is. I don't care how many world championships they've held. That does not give you an excuse to go through the motions out there. When you get in that ring, you are expected to bust your ass. And if you can't do that, then maybe you shouldn't be in the ring anymore. And finally, number 12. When you book a big marquee match for Impact, for God's sake, promote it ahead of time and announce it a week in advance to maximize its drawing power. That's it. That's all I got. I'm sure there's some other stuff I'm forgetting, but that's all I can think of right now. TNA, I don't think any of this stuff is unreasonable. Do you? Thank you very much.